Hello fellow drawers, how's it going? Some time ago I've made a video about artists I wouldn't be friends with, which raised a lot of debate in the comments, and today I'm doing something similar. This time the types of people I'm going to be talking about are not going to be as bad as last time. In fact, I wouldn't call them bad at all. Well, most of them. Debatable. These will be either why do you do that, or how do you do that? Artists who I simply don't understand how they function. These are, of course, my personal opinions and observations, and you have the right to agree or disagree with me, and that is what the comment section is for. I will be playing time lapses of some of my recent drawings so you have something to look at while we talk, so make some tea, draw along, eat along, and if you end up finding this video enjoyable, then consider leaving a like because it really helps the channel and I very much appreciate it. Thank you. Type 1 Painters. This one I've already talked about before, so I'm just gonna say, if you're a painter, I'm fascinated by you. Seriously, you're amazing to me. I could never. I don't have the balls to do that. I cannot just paint. I need to spend 7 hours on line art and then paint. Line art is the glue that holds my drawings together. Without it, my art becomes a pile of gross, weird mush. If I don't have a super clean, precise line art to support my drawings, I'm going to panic. I don't like that kind of freedom. So people who can just paint are insane to me. Number 2, people who compliment artists by putting someone down. It's either people putting themselves down or comparing and putting down other artists. I see that so often and I think you probably have seen it as well. The first type is people leaving comments like, "Oh, I will never be as good as you. I will never draw like this. Okay, I quit. Sorry for ever trying to draw. Sorry for ever picking up a pencil," and stuff like that. And I never know how to feel or react to it. Normally, I don't interact with those comments at all because how do you interact with them? That is not something that I or any artist, in my opinion, would want to hear. That is not the type of feedback I want to receive. That is not how I want people to feel. I want my art to inspire others, to make them want to draw more, to explore new ideas, not quit art or feel like they're not good enough. That sucks to hear. I don't feel good getting those compliments. Like, I just feel sad. And I know most probably say that as a joke, as an exaggeration, but I'm sure there are people who actually mean it and actually might feel that way, and that makes me sad. And the second type are those who put down other artists. You can see that a lot when people participate in art challenges like Draw This in Your Style. It's a challenge where people post their original character with the hashtag Draw This in Your Style and therefore invite other artists to redraw that character in their own style, which is super fun. I used to do a lot of those back in the day. And then people usually post their version of the character and the original version side by side and tag the original artist. And so often people in the comments will be, for some reason, comparing the two drawings, arguing who did it better, whose style is better, which artist is a better artist. And people will literally say stuff like, "Wow, yours looks so much better than the original." And I assume they think they're giving a compliment, but no, that's not a compliment. A compliment when you're bringing me up while bringing someone else down is not a good compliment. Why would you say that? Just say, "You did a great job. I love your art, it's beautiful." There is absolutely no need to compare. That's not the point of the challenge. The point is to discover new artists and support each other. So just be nice. Is it so hard to be nice? Type 3 artists who draw on their phones. That is a crazy phenomenon. I didn't even know people did that until like a year ago when I started seeing these chaotic speed paints in shorts in this weird like vertical app that I've never seen before. And I was like, what is this? What are they drawing on and what are they drawing with? And then I discovered that people draw with their fingers on their phones in an app called Ibis Paint. That's what I know now. And I was like, huh? How do you do that? Like, no, actually, how do you do that? How big is your phone? How small are your fingers? And some people manage to draw like really beautiful stuff that way. That's just impressive. Like, it must take ages. I cannot imagine drawing on such a small screen with your finger without any pressure sensitivity. Actually, how in the world do you do that? Like, you have to really want to do digital art to be willingly putting yourself through that. It seems even more inconvenient than drawing with a mouse. Even thinking about it makes the joints in my fingers just hurt. So I think I would just rather stick to traditional art at that point. It seems so difficult. If any of you have had experience drawing like that, please share. What is it like? How do you do that? Like, I'm genuinely curious. Like, most people choose digital art because it is faster and more convenient. There are different tools and shortcuts to make your drawing process more efficient. But when you draw on your phone, I feel like the inconvenience of a small screen and drawing with your finger is almost overpowering all the benefits of digital art. I don't know. I've drawn with a finger before when I didn't have an iPad Pro and I just had a regular iPad, but I didn't draw with my finger, I only colored with it. I would do the sketch and line art in my sketchbook, and then I would take a photo of that and color it on my iPad with my finger. And that still was very inconvenient, but at least I had a bigger screen. But doing that on the phone and doing line art that way, that seems insanely hard. So if you do that, I respect you for your effort. Type 4 Reels artist. Okay, hear me out. This is something that has been bothering me for way too long, ever since Reels became a thing. And we all make short form content. If you're an artist on Instagram, you basically have to make Reels to survive, and I'm all for it. Make as many Reels as your soul desires. But whenever I'm scrolling through Reels and I see a piece of art or an artist that catches my eye, I immediately go to their profile to check out their art and potentially follow them because I liked what I saw in that reel. But what often happens is I go to their profile in hopes to find posts of their drawings, but all I see are reels. Like their entire profile grid is reels. I cannot find a single static image to look at. I'm not gonna watch through all your reels in hopes to see a blurry glimpse of one of your drawings. I'm not gonna do that. I want to see an image. I want to look at your actual drawing. I want to zoom in to see the details without having to hold pause because for some reason you can't just pause on Instagram. That's so stupid. I hate it. And if you're unfamiliar with Instagram's interface, this is what your profile looks like. Here is your profile grid with all of your posts, and here is the Reels tab where all your Reels live. See? And when you're posting a reel, you can choose whether it gets posted only on the Reels tab or in your profile grid as well. And even if you posted your reel on your profile grid, you can easily go back and, oh, what's that? Remove from profile grid? Oh, how convenient. Boom! And now it's gone. Now it's exactly where it needs to be, in the Reels section. So if people want to watch your Reels, they can just go to the Reels tab. And if they want to look at your posts, they can do that freely without having to scroll through millions of Reels. Isn't that just smart? I do have a couple of reels on my profile grid. By a couple, I mean two. I only have 2 reels on my profile grid. But these are like important reels with big drawing compilations. That's why I left them there, because they're important and I like them. I don't think anyone prefers to consume art via reels. That's not what reels are for. Reels just help people discover your profile, but most people don't follow artists to watch their reels. They follow to look at art. And when I go to someone's profile and fail to find a single drawing to look at because I get 1 billion reels shoved into my face, 99.9% of the times, I'm not gonna follow that artist because I just can't see their art. Again, if I want to watch your reels, I can just go to the Reels tab. There is absolutely no need for you to put them in your profile grid, and I just don't get why people do that. Type 5 one layer artists. Not necessarily one layer, but if you use less than 5 layers for your drawings, I'm scared of you. You're too confident, too fearless. You hold too much power. How do you do that? And I mean, if you have a very simple style, then of course it's normal. You don't really need more than 5 layers. But people who make really detailed, complex drawings with very few layers, what are you doing? Here's how many layers I normally have. It's color layers with clipping mask for shading, line art, lighting and stuff on top. So not too many, not too few. That's how I prefer to work. I love when everything's organized. And the amount of layers obviously says nothing about someone's skill. There is no correlation between these things. Everyone uses layers in their own way, however is more convenient to them, because layers are just a tool in digital art. But I just cannot comprehend working on one layer. Type 6, special effects demons. This one is just funny. I mostly see beginners doing that a lot. When someone just got into digital art, obtained that great power and went crazy, and decided to use every texture, sparkle, special effects brush in one drawing. And when you stumble upon a drawing like that, you just go, whoa, that's a lot. And I mean, I totally get it. I remember my excitement when I first downloaded Procreate and saw all those brushes and was like, yeah, I need to use at least 20 of them in each drawing because they can't just sit there. They've been put there for a reason, and I'll give them purpose. Type 7, irresponsible artists. I'm talking about artists who will take commissions, take on a job that people pay them real money for, and then treat it like if they borrowed a pencil from a friend and don't bother to return it. They will agree on the delivery time of 1 week, but then disappear for a month, making up excuses, ignoring their customers' messages, not giving any updates. Every time I hear horror stories like that, my jaw is on the floor because that is so insane. How can you do that? And most importantly, why would you do that? Why would you take commissions if you don't want to do commissions and refuse to treat your customers with bare minimum respect? And of course, we all can have emergencies. Unfortunately, it happens. Someone died or you get very sick and hospitalized, but those kind of emergencies can happen like once a year. But if it somehow happens every time you take on a commission, yeah, I highly doubt that those are real emergencies you have going on there. The fact that you took on 20 different commissions at once is not an emergency. That's just a stupid decision that you've made. And you still have to finish all of them on time. How you're going to do that, though, is not your customer's problem. I don't know. How do people even function like that? Aren't you afraid you're just gonna get, like, sued? Am I crazy? Isn't that, like, a huge possibility when you don't provide the service that you got paid money for? If I receive a commission, that becomes my number one priority after, like, eating and sleeping. Sometimes not even that. Because, like, they have expectations of me. They're trusting me. That is so much responsibility. So I better deliver it as fast as possible for my own mental well being. But I mean, that is also my workflow with any drawing, even if I'm drawing for myself. My drawings take around 20 hours each, but I try to finish them within 2 to 4 days because otherwise I simply get bored of working on the same drawing for so long. So I can just draw for 12 hours a day while, like, watching YouTube. That's a pretty common practice for me. No, your drawings don't take a month to make if you're not painting over a freaking house. And if they actually do take a month to make, then tell people that your commission delivery time is a full month. Don't tell them you'll be done in 5 days and then disappear and make silly excuses. You don't have to take commissions and take on the responsibility of providing services to other people. There are other ways to make money, so just stop that. Get some help. Type 8, artists who only draw their OCs. I wish I could do that. I love my OCs, but normally I finish working on their reference sheet and that's pretty much it. I love drawing fan art because this way I can draw a different character every time, because drawing the same character multiple times feels like torture to me. And also I cannot draw the same face twice. So people who are able to come up with so many different ways to draw the same character and manage to make it look interesting, I am super jealous of that. Type 9, always online and super interactive artists. People who actually take their content creator and online influencer part of being an artist seriously, always post regularly, come up with challenges and all sorts of different interactive stuff with their audience, share their lifestyle, post stories. That is my weakest spot. I never post stories. I mean, I just don't know what to post on stories. I don't even have any personal account on Instagram or any other social media where I would share my personal photos and stuff, because I don't know what to share. I don't take selfies almost ever, only on very special occasions. My phone gallery is just full of screenshots and screen recordings of stuff I see online that I want to save for my future, like drawing and video ideas. Sometimes I take photos of my dog when she looks extra silly, which is always. But other than that, I have no idea what to share. I recently picked up crocheting. Should I share that? Or is that too wild? My life is too wild and crazy. That's why I don't share it, so people don't get shocked and scared and jealous. Number 10 is artists who correct others' works without permission. That unsolicited critique and art fixing always baffles me. I know my last video was literally me fixing your art, but all of those works have been voluntarily submitted to me. Those were meant to be fixed and given advice to. That's why people submitted them. But when I see someone straight up taking random strangers' works and redrawing them the right way, or redlining all over it, picking apart every little mistake that they found, or just giving absolutely unsolicited advice in the comments under someone's drawing, hello? Are you okay, sir? Madame? Nobody asked. That's just straight up rude and disrespectful. Advice should only be given when asked for. Even when somebody shares their drawing with you personally, it doesn't mean they want to hear your take or advice on it. They just want to share their drawing and potentially hear some words of affirmation. That's it. And if you can't say anything nice, then say nothing at all. And that's pretty much it. I can't wait to hear your opinions in the comments. Also, yes, I have a new background, so it's not just a blank wall anymore. I'm pretty happy about it. So I moved all of my stuff that was previously there here. If you enjoyed this video, then press like, subscribe. I have other drawing and talking videos like this on my channel, as well as some tutorials that you might find useful, so you can go watch those if you want. Or if you just want to look at the art that I make, then you can check me out on Instagram. And good night, good day, goodbye.